Yeah. Oh, the tree's gorgeous.
Yeah, there's the yew trees.
I know.
I don't know how old they are actually. Yeah. So they're called Adam and Eve. Guess what? Which one's which?
Okay, let's see.
Wait, actually,
Adam and Eve.
One, yeah.
That one's the much older one.
Yeah, I don't think they know their names, but
So that one, you think that one's Adam and you think that one's Eve. Which way is it?
that's right.
Yeah.
The bigger one's Adam. Yeah.
Adam, Eve.
And Eve.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
Get
So
to know.
that was the first part of the house to be built, and when you
Get
go
to
in,
know
that's the great hall over there that you see. That was the first bit of the house,
Yeah.
standing more or less on its own, and that was the main door. And if you were going in to visit the family, you'd go that way. If you're going towards the servants,
You'd go to the left.
But then you wouldn't do that really. The passageway was just for people to go backwards and forwards inside. If you're actually going to see anyone in the kitchens or anything from out, tradesmen or something, you go round to a different door.
To the servants' entrance. Yeah.
And then gradually it extended, and you got the two sides being built,
Yeah.
and then eventually that part was built later on. So that was the last section to make it into the square.
Yeah.
And that side is the kitchen side, and the kitchens were always in these houses. There's a pattern to them, so the kitchens were always on the easterly side.
Yeah.
Because the wind in this country is from the west, and so if you have the kitchen on that side, you get all the cooking smells blowing over into the residential side. So you have the residential side that side, and then all the kitchen smells go
Quite clever.
that way. So
It's quite clever.
Yeah.
People actually.
Yeah, you're right.
What was that famous for? These weren't there before.
Do you want me to read it to you?
Yes.
Leave no black plume as a token of that, lie thy soul have spoken. Leave my loneliness unbroken, quit the bust above my door. Take thy beak from out my heart, and take thy form from off my door. Quoth the raven, nevermore. That's The Raven by Edgar Allan Poe. We love his poems, don't we?
Never want to catch me.
You're dressed nicely.
It is, isn't it? She looks beautiful. Come on, smile. And then you make me laugh with your little poses. So, gift to Adelaide's mother when she married in 1855.
And the actual, I think it's on, isn't it? The actual organ part of it inside, that was made in Germany, the barrel organ. They'd have a handle at the side, you know. But the actual case was made in Liverpool. But there's 12 barrels altogether. But sadly they can't be played anymore.
Oh.
They are hoping to get them
Restored eventually, yeah.
So what they did was they made a recording.
Oh.
This is a bit low, that one. Some of them are a bit more jolly.
Gorgeous. Love a library.
It wasn't always a library.
Okay.
No, when the Norrises were building the property, this was a scullery.
Oh, okay.
Next door, which had just been in the billiard room,
Yeah.
that was the kitchen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, big kitchen, and this was the scullery. And they know that because they found pipes when they were doing some
Yeah.
works on the floor. They found the pipes. But the way you see it now is courtesy of Frederick Leyland.
Ah,
Do you
okay.
know about him?
Yeah, yeah.
He was a tenant,
Yeah.
and he lived here for 10 years, and it was him who put this as a library. So he's responsible for this. So he put in all the panelling, the fireplace, the William Morris wallpapers. But as you see it now, the last private owner, Adelaide Watt,
Yeah.
it would have looked like this. When
Yeah,
she
yeah.
lived here. Yeah, and the books are all family books
Yeah.
from the Watt family. So most of them are to do with estate management or horse management.
Yeah.
Or there are a few like novels.
Yeah. But it's predominantly
It is. It's
all about
predominantly-
land management and care and so on.
Yeah, horses
Yeah.
and all the rest of it, you know. But some of them would have been her father's books, and some of them would be ones that she brought in.
Yeah, yeah.
The
Yeah, lovely,
furniture's
thank
sort
you.
of mid 1800s.
Okay.
Yeah. So most of the furniture in the property is Victorian Gothic.
Yeah.
So it's not Tudor.
That's why I absolutely love it.
Changed from when? When was it last time we were here? Love the hat. It's going to borrow it.
Excuse me.
Yes.
How's it?
It's just absolutely stunning.
Yeah, they reckon that was done around about 1568, which is why Margaret Norris has only got 2 children and pregnant. Religion, hidden religion,
Yeah.
because you've got pomegranates, which is fertility.
Yeah.
You've got roses, lilies, which is Virgin Mary. So that's what the ceiling is. 1612, roughly. So 1736 or something.
Yeah.
Just roughly. And what's, of course, all the farmers were still working. It's still a working concern. And one of the farmers here he was actually farming with his family, had over 834 acres, which he was farming. But this area, this particular west side, was literally overrun with cattle.
Yeah.
The floor was ripped up.
They did that with quite a lot of places, didn't they, that went to ruin? Quite a lot of the National Trust sites,
Doesn't matter,
the
yeah.
ground floors were all used by
It's only-
cattle.
If you leave stuff now, what happens?
Exactly. Exactly. It's gorgeous.
This is the story of Esther. And Esther was trying to save people
Yeah.
who were Jewish, of course, with a name like Esther.
Yeah.
I don't know the whole of the story, but that's what it is. And there was a certain person, if I can remember, I can't really think of his name, who was hung. Which is also on here somewhere. There's a picture of him hanging.
I think it's there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something beginning with C. I can't remember all the story. but I think she married the king in order to save her people.
Yeah.
That's what that is. This is all 19th century.
It's gorgeous, isn't it?
That is, yeah. It's been moved.
Absolutely
Actually. It
stunning.
used to be somewhere else.
What is it?
Wouldn't like to move it myself.
I wouldn't. It's massive. Must
In the oldest part of the house at the moment, this was the start. This was where William Norris was responsible for the buildings, the Speke Hall that we know today.
Yeah.
And this was the first part of the house to be built. So it was started in about 1530. You know when you were stood in the courtyard
Yeah.
and you were looking at
And we were looking in, this
that
is-
was the door
yeah.
you were looking at, and you would have come in and it wouldn't have been, this is from the 19th century, this
Yeah.
story. But you would have come in through the door.
Ah, okay, so that door, yeah.
Yeah, so you'd come in through. And this is known as a screens passage, and it separates the family from the serving
Yeah.
quarters, which is quite a distinct line. And this is where you would have been entertained, and you would have had a gentleman with the lute. He's busy
Yeah.
playing away. And the fireplace here is this beautiful wooden beam across it, which dates from the time, because you can date things
Yeah, yeah.
and as the house was being built. And it's a nice light room. It hasn't got the dark stained wood, which tended to be a Victorian idea. But,
Yeah.
yeah.
Sorry.
So,
I've been able to get that home. He actually gave me a chance to bring that home.
I doubt it, love.
He did.
What?
Did he give me a chance to bring that home?
Yes, but she didn't answer the question correctly, so she can't take it home. Sadly.
Oh, never mind.
What you're looking at is actually the oldest part of the house. That goes back to the Middle Ages. That's early 1400s.
Yeah.
The old mantle. The original medieval fireplaces behind there, it was huge with the spit.
Yeah.
But in the Victorian period, it was too big for their needs, so they filled it, they bricked it in, and that's Victorian. But that is the oldest part of the house, early 1400s.
Oh, thank
And the original house only came up to where that table is.
Right,
And then
okay.
when William Norris bought it in 1530, it was too small, so he added the Great Hall in 1530, and that's why there's two fireplaces, because there were two separate halls. And then in those days, when you married a woman, sadly, all her money and all her goods went to the man.
Yeah.
So William Norris married a very rich woman, and with her money he then added this wing, where the bedrooms are.
Yeah.
So the house became L-shaped, and then his son followed his father's example and married another rich woman, and with her money he then added that wing where the kitchen is, so the house became U-shaped, and then with the last of her money he added the north wing where you came in over the bridge, so the house became a quadrangle. So it grew from here to there, and then to there, all thanks to the money from their wives that they married.
That's actually really interesting, thank you.
Interesting thing is this
Yeah.
beautiful hob here. It's
No,
round
yeah.
about 1910.
Yeah.
Now, you've probably heard a lot about Miss Watt on your way round.
We have, yeah.
She had this put in.
Oh.
It's a labour saving device because she combined the role of housekeeper and cook into one role.
Right, okay.
She got rid of a lot of servants. She had an oddman, so she got rid of one of the footmen. So we're down to
It
like,
made sense.
yeah,
Yeah.
because she only had her and her cousin. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
She wasn't socialising. Originally, there would have been a jack spit here, that tin.
Yeah.
You would have used those implements there, and you would have had the open fire where this has all been. That was the fire, so that was filled in, and she put this marvellous range here.
Yeah.
There's 4 ovens. You're welcome, take care. There's 4 ovens. You've got removable hot plates, which super
Yeah.
modern for the time.
Ooh.
This kept all your food cold.
Yeah. Well,
Now,
yeah.
obviously, if you only had 1 or 2 servants running around, you'd want to keep it warm before you got it upstairs.
Yeah, yeah.
Because it's a bit of a way up there. So imagine how time saving that was.
I know.
The other thing you notice is all these brass,
The copper.
pans.
Yeah.
There's 64 of those. So imagine filling them with hot water and cooking on them, and weight of them. Be unbelievable.
Yeah, I love cooking in copper. Copper and cast iron for me.
Now, over here, if you look up, you can notice something that the windows are higher.
Yeah.
Now, the most probable reason for that is because you've got the courtyard there, so a lot of people would have come through visitors.
Yeah, they would have
didn't-
wanted to see them working.
Yeah, they didn't want the servants looking
Yeah.
out or being distracted or them being able to see
Yeah.
the servants. As we work our way through here, icebox, which was now they'd keep the ice in here, which was unusual because normally the Victorians would have the ice
Yeah.
outhouse, but they've actually got one in the kitchen.
That's
Again,
amazing.
quickly you can grab it. The
Yeah.
ice had come in on the ships in massive pieces. And
Yeah.
and there's a huge piece in there.
Am I allowed to touch the camera?
Yes, very gently, no problem.
Be gentle. Just very gentle.
This is I'm sorry. Here you have the eco tap.
Yeah.
So you see the 2 normal taps?
Yeah.
And they gathered rainwater and they use the rainwater and sourced
That's really
it.
good.
Yeah. It's a proper little eco tap there.
Ah.
Reason being, originally, what happened was we had a lot of cholera outbreaks in the
Yeah.
world in the 1830s. That's why we were the first people in the country to have a sewage system.
Yeah.
James Newlands did the sewage system. So they stopped using the well in the courtyard and they started gathering rainwater.
And using that instead.
Yeah. Eventually they used that tap because it's softer, the water. Eventually they used it for cleaning the vegetables,
Yeah.
cleaning delicate clothing and china. So it was useful to have. This is unusual in that how it opens. This is quite an unusual piece. It lifts up that way into
Yeah.
these sections. It's made to look like that one over there.
Yeah.
And it's for storing 3 different types of flour.
Oh,
So
that's
that
actually
is
very
very
clever.
unusual. Only this piece works now.
Double, double, toil and trouble. You ready? Fire burn and cauldron bubble. Fill it of a fenny snake. In the cauldron boil and bake. Eye of newt and toe of frog. Wool of bat and tongue of dog. Adder's fork and blind worm sting. Lizard's leg and howl its wing. For a charm of powerful
Wait, I
trouble.
know what this is from.
Like a hell broth, boil and bubble.
Is this from my
Macbeth by William Shakespeare with the 3 witches. And their lovely medicinal remedy that they were making.